They took the Kohinoor. They looted Mysore. They emptied royal treasuries across India. But one treasure they never touched. For centuries, beneath a temple in Kerala, there's been a door. A door that was never forced, never broken, never unlocked. Kings ruled the land above it. Empires rose and collapsed around it. Foreign powers invaded India. Yet this one door remained closed, not because no one could open it, but because no one dared to. Behind 5 other doors beneath this temple, they found treasure worth over 1,00,000 crore rupees, enough gold to make it the richest religious site on earth. But this 6th door, it holds something more powerful than gold, something that stopped empires. This is the story of the sealed vault of Padmanabhaswamy. The Padmanabhaswamy Temple is not owned by priests, not by politicians, not even by royalty. In 1750, Maharaja Marthandavarma did something unprecedented. He surrendered his entire kingdom to Lord Vishnu. The ritual was called Thrippadidanam. From that moment onward, the kings of Travancore ruled not as monarchs, but as Padmanabha Dasa, servants of the deity. Every coin collected, every treaty signed, every war fought, all in the name of the god. This changed everything, because you can overthrow a king, you can assassinate a ruler, but how do you conquer a kingdom that claims to belong to God? For centuries, Kerala was a global trade hub. Roman ships arrived here. Arab merchants traded here. Chinese traders passed through these waters. Gold flowed in, but rulers were temporary. Empires were unstable, so wealth wasn't stored in palaces. It was placed under divine custody. Families offered gold. Merchants donated fortunes. Kings deposited war spoils, because belief protected wealth better than walls ever could. And so beneath the temple, stone vaults were built, not to be accessed easily, but to outlast history itself. Invaders knew about this temple. Tipu Sultan knew. Dutch traders knew. The British East India Company knew. So why didn't they loot it? Because Padmanabhaswamy wasn't just a temple. It was the heart of collective belief. Any attempt to violate it would not trigger a riot. It would trigger mass resistance. Thousands of villages, millions of devotees, an entire region rising as one. Empires understood something clearly. You can conquer land, but you cannot govern a people united in belief. Even the British, who looted everything from Somnath to Mysore, calculated the cost. Colonial records describe the temple's wealth as incalculable. Yet British intelligence warned, disturbing sacred institutions could unite populations otherwise divided. And unity was the one thing the British feared most. So they taxed, they audited, they controlled the kingdom. But they never touched the vaults. In 2011, after a legal dispute, the Supreme Court of India ordered an inventory. For the first time in modern history, the vaults were opened. What they found stunned the world. Gold idols, massive chains, diamond-studded crowns, ancient Roman coins, jewelry older than nations. One necklace alone was worth 500 crore rupees. 5 vaults were opened. Together they held over 1,00,000 crore rupees, the richest religious institution on earth. Richer than the Vatican, richer than any church or mosque in history. And then they reached Vault B. Vault B has no hinges, no handle, no keyhole, just a massive iron door. Temple priests intervened. They spoke of Naga Bandham, a sacred serpent seal, not a mechanical lock, a ritual one. Ancient tradition says this door can only be opened by chanting specific Garuda mantras, not by tools, not by force, not by authority, only by sound, only by vibration. The priests warned, if forced open without ritual, the consequences would not be ours to control. And something remarkable happened. The Supreme Court paused. In 2020, it ruled. Temple traditions must be respected. Vault B shall remain unopened. In a modern, rational republic, faith drew the final line. No one knows what lies behind that door. Some believe it holds greater treasure than Vault A. Others believe it contains sacred relics never meant to be seen. Engineers warn it may be structural. Opening it could damage the entire temple. And some believe the vault itself is a symbolic boundary humanity should not cross. But the truth is simpler. India chose restraint in a world that breaks everything open for answers. We left one question unanswered, and that choice itself became the treasure. Empires took India's diamonds. They stole crowns. They stripped kingdoms bare. But one door stayed closed, not because of fear, because of wisdom, because sometimes the greatest power is knowing what not to take. And Padmanabhaswamy Temple isn't guarded by weapons. It isn't guarded by walls. It is guarded by belief. And in a world that monetizes every secret, one mystery remains protected, not by force, but by choice. This temple still stands. Vault B still remains sealed. And perhaps that is exactly how it should be. If this story moved you, share it. Some mysteries deserve to be protected, not forgotten. What do you think is behind Vault B? Tell me in the comments.